Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Come In and Get Comfy. I am your host, Jen Ackie, and this is my dear friend, Art, and he is coming to us from the big island of Hawaii. Thank you so much for being with us today, Art.
Aloha Friday.
Yay!
Hey, so happy to be here.
Thank you so much. The reason that I asked Art to join us today is so that we could talk about his healing journey. And he inspired me so much to do this podcast. So I wanted to bring him on very early on in our episodes so he can share with you guys his healing journey and how he got where he is today, living pretty awesome life over there on the big island.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
welcome. So thank you so much, Art.
yeah. No, it's I'm glad to be here. Yeah, we've known each other probably over 10 years, isn't it? In about 10 years.
Yeah. I think since like 2012,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
13 years.
yeah. Jen and I, we had worked together, and I remember the first time that I met her, I felt like I had known you forever. Just thought,
Totally agree. It was seamless.
yes, yeah. But anyways, yeah, it was interesting. Had a very successful career in the OR. I had, I don't know, I felt like I had made it, married, and a beautiful home. And I just remember like there would be times when I would just be sitting in my garage thinking, this is it. It's all there is, work and making, I don't know, it just didn't feel. And I remember kind of asking the universe, like, show me show me what else I'm supposed to. And I really sincerely meant it. Anyways, life was going on, and then suddenly, in a great, very quick success uh, time frame, I had lost my job and got a divorce and lost my house, and I had nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, and then at this point, it was like the thought of just kinda starting all over, starting just I don't know, I just was incredibly burnt out, and I just didn't know who I
Hmm.
so,
Would you say
yeah,
that was like a low point?
yeah, it was, you know what? I had been divorced before, so I kind of knew how to take care of myself this time, and I felt like yes, it was a very low point. What I realized is that I could only speak for myself, but I feel like my career is what I thought that is who I was.
Your identity was your
My
nursing.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not, you can lose it and then what are you? You lose your marriage. It's like, what are you? Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like you just, uh, instead of kind of going down a wrong path, I just kind of dove in. I ended up kind of a little bit of a blessing in disguise, but I had ended up with a shoulder injury, so I needed surgery. So I had opportunity to have surgery and then have time off, so I didn't have it. So I had time to just kind of do my own thing.
And get into yourself during that time and reflect
Yeah, yeah.
where you want to go next.
That's right, that's right. I honestly, it was in a weird way, it's very liberating, like,
Yeah.
rediscover who I was.
Looking back, I remember like both of us kind of being in that rat race space, just
Yeah,
like work all like our lives consisted of work and then hanging out with work people after work and doing
yeah,
that
yeah,
4 or 5 days a week, and not really living our lives, just like dedicating our time and energy to that employer at that
yeah,
moment was kind of a wild time, and then that you become accustomed to that lifestyle and then to have it just stop, and now you're on a totally different path and of rediscovery. And I just really want to point out and give you a lot of credit because it's years of doing the work that has led you to where you are right now.
yeah, yeah, it
Um,
wasn't that's absolutely right, you're right, I've done a lot of work on myself. I've examined, just kind of looked at stuff that I need to work on.
Yeah, I really wanted to point that out because I want people to realize that healing is it's a journey. It's not a quick fix. It's not like
Now,
today I feel yucky and tomorrow I feel great. It's a self-discovery journey that both of us have been on, and that's why
yeah,
we're coming together in this moment to share that with our audience today.
yeah, it is. It's true. It's like, it's a lot of letting go, but then you really have to look at the other side of it. Is like it's a discovery of like deeper layers of who you. Yeah. So, one of the things that I really realized is even though I was making a lot of money, my time is more
Absolutely.
with
Absolutely. And
any
was
job.
that a realization that you had during that time or something that you came to
No, no, it was like I said, it was just you realize like, wow, having time off to be able to take care of you and not take care of anybody,
Right.
because we're healthcare providers, right? So we're so used to taking care of others. Then it's like, you need that time when stuff happens that you got to be able to take care of yourself.
Right.
Blessed to be able to have shoulder surgery. I couldn't work, so, it's like I was still getting paid, but I was able to just not be at work.
Right. Get your head focused and straight
Yeah,
about where you're going next.
that's right. That's right. And that was where, so I ended up having shoulder surgery at some point, but right after I had lost my job, I had taken another job at a local hospital. I lasted all of 2 days there. I was like, I can't
Oh,
do
thank
this.
you.
I can't do this, It's that little hospital in Vacaville. Anyway, but anyways, just took my resignation and slipped it under the door. Like,
I'm out of here.
I can't do this. Can't do it, man. So there was an opening in a job in Hawaii. I was like, oh, wow. So I applied, and it was during the winter time in Hawaii. Now, Hawaii, Hilo, you think, oh, this is awesome, but it's rain in the winter time. Sometimes,
It's like a rainforest.
yeah. So, anyways, so I was a travel nurse in Hilo for 3 months, but I loved it. I just had a bike and just rode all around, got in really good shape. And then one of my roommates, let me just back up. I was starting to get into like just calming my mind and not being so anxious all the time. And one thing that I discovered was just kind of real basic meditation, just being present. And I would just be quiet and just have silence. And I would just lay on my bed, quiet, and just be quiet. I could do this for hours.
That's the shift.
Yeah, it was just like I wanted to understand peace.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so yeah, uh, I was telling one of my roommates that I was like, oh, I'm kind of getting into meditation. Oh, you got to try this Vipassana. It's like 10-day silent meditation.
That sounds like a huge commitment going
Yeah,
from just discovering meditation and silence and peace to sitting silence for 10 days.
yeah. 10,
Um,
10 days of just being quiet and peace. Anyways, so, I ended up going to several of these meditations. It's kind of had a deeper understanding of what peace, I don't know, was more, I don't know. I think it was more being able to understand myself better and love myself. Like you could actually understand self.
Right. Connected
Yeah,
to yourself.
yeah, exactly. You can actually feel your own love. You can direct, but you could feel the love. You can project it out and bring it back to you.
Yeah. And I would say that in your life previously, would you agree with this? That most of your light and energy was just going out, going out, going out to other people and not really shine back and given to yourself.
You know what? I think what it was is, my early years were just spent, a lot with drugs and alcohol.
Hmm.
Once you get that kind of handled, dealt with, then you can really do the work.
Yeah,
It's
I agree
it's
with
with
that.
you can really do the work that requires you to be a peaceful and stable person.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, part of that for me is just, learning to be quiet and not listen to all the chatter in my brain. Doesn't have to, I don't have to listen to the crap that goes on in my head.
Yeah.
I can, at this point, kind of like have, like, I can hear in the background my brain, but it's like having a TV on.
It's distant. It's not so loud anymore.
No, it's not. And I certainly listen, I get triggered just like everybody else. Stuff
Right.
triggers me. I get mad. I get enraged when I see stuff on TV. Yes, but it's like I can understand and I've learned to kind of let it go.
You have the tools. You have the
Yes.
tools to come back into yourself, reconnect with yourself, and remember what's important for yourself.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, when I was in Hawaii, I would drive I was on my bike, so I would remember going down Nui Nui Avenue, past by the hospice. I was like, "Oh, I should stopping and just getting the phone number. It's like, Anyways, I ended up going to a psychic in Hilo. She was like, you should become a hospice. And
Wow.
I know. So anyways, I kind of put that on the back burner, but it was like, yes, that does sound
Sure.
interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Or kind of my speed. Anyways, I ended up coming back. I had ended up having the surgery and then I ended up I took a RN position in Santa Rosa and it was at a little surgery center and the manager was just she was nuts, and I just knew it was like, I, I can't do this, And so I had applied for a job in Napa to be a hospice nurse. They called me for this. I accepted the position. When I had got into that one surgical position, I just I just went in and I was like, I can't do this. And like, I turned in my resignation and that was it. Felt
Yeah.
like that was the end of that phase of my life.
That era,
Yeah,
surgical
that's
OR era. And for those
done.
of you guys that do not know, healthcare industry, working in a healthcare environment, it takes thick skin. It is a very toxic environment depending on.
And you become very jaded.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, you
Yeah, and
become,
you don't have your time in your life to yourself. Employers have really, like, moved away from so it's all about the money, in my opinion, and I
yeah,
feel like, it's definitely not geared in towards employees, and if you get a bad manager, you get, some grumpy employees that have been there forever. It just makes for a really yucky place to be. It's a high stress,
yeah,
short staffed a lot of the time and it's hard work. You're saving people's lives and you're doing big things for people, so it requires a lot that you give a lot of yourself, your brain, your energy, your love, your compassion, your integrity to strangers. And so some people don't manage that very well, so just
no, no, you're
put that
right.
out there.
I, I had, this is a quick little story here, but I had come from a meditation, right from the meditation to Kaiser San Rafael to visit a family. And I remember pulling up, and I had just came out of a 10-day meditation. Drove from the meditation center right to the hospital. And if anybody has ever done meditations, you know that you're very sensitive.
Very
So
open.
yeah, you're just very alert and you feel things that anyways, I drive up to Kaiser San Rafael and I get out of the car and as soon as I get out of the car I can feel heaviness, like
Mm.
heaviness on my shoulders. My God, that's coming from the hospital. That's coming from the hospital. And God bless the workers for doing the job.
Yeah, but
You
because
put
we're not at meditation all of the time, we become desensitized to
Yeah,
that heaviness, and I
yeah.
remember
But
time.
they but and you bring it home. You
Yeah,
carry that. you know?
Definitely. I used
It
to have to
definitely
say affirmations every day
yeah,
to go into one particular employer, and I was
yeah,
just, like, crying, and I'm like, "What am I doing? What am
yeah.
I doing here?"
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so it's I realized it was like I was putting myself in this, kind of environment for 30 years. My last OR position was a trauma center. So,
There's that, right.
yeah, there was a lot of trauma.
At what
You could
point in
feel it.
time did you decide to walk the entirety of the Pacific Crest Trail?
Oh, you know what? That was kind of like it was one of those things where I was working per diem as a hospice nurse. I wanted to see how far I could get. So, and I've always wanted to do this, and I really didn't have any job commitments. And what I've realized is just kind of doing all this reflections, you have to take time to do the things, right? Because time is the most valuable asset.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna see if I can how far I can get. So I spent 3 summers trying to complete the Pacific Crest Trail. And I walk about 900 miles each summer.
Wow.
Yeah. So I would get as far as like first year I would do desert section and part of the Sierra. California it took like 2 years to get through California. And I would just go out and do, like I say, I would just do it for 2 months.
You guys, I thought he was crazy. I thought he
Yeah,
was insane.
yeah.
What are you
And
doing?
it was funny. And it was a kind of a blessing too because like my dad had died and left me a little bit of money, so it's like I was able to pay for my health insurance and just everything was kind of covered, and I was able to go and hike. I literally had nothing. I had a trailer behind Jen's house that I was.
And those were some really fun times. I'm not gonna
Yeah, yeah, that was cool.
It was great. And, I still stand in awe of the Pacific Crest Trail times because there's just no way. I'm just very
Yeah,
lazy, but like that, but so
yeah.
glad that you did it because it really I watched the transformation and it transformed you a lot, a lot. It really tested your endurance, it tested your survival skills,
You know
and
what? One of the really cool things that I was able to kind of go through was going through the desert. Like the first 800 miles of that trail was desert. I started it kind of late. Started it in April, so I was going through the desert April, May, June, something like that. So it was hot. So as you're walking through the desert, it's hot, so you have nothing to do but just kind of ruminate on what
it is.
ruminate on all your trauma or your stuff that you've done that you are ashamed of. For me, job, being a poor husband, all of that. That's
Right.
stuff that you carry, that you just ruminate, and then finally, the heat makes you more angry and more angry to the point where you can finally, I don't know where it was, maybe 700 miles into this thing. I was like, I'm tired of feeling this way, and I was able to just let it
Let it
go.
go.
Let some of it, stuff that really was most troubling to me, I was able to kind of let that go. So to the point to now I've realized that for me, what I've discovered is that when you kind of healed and you really let that stuff go, you have no feelings about it one way. Just
You become indifferent.
yeah, it's yes, you're just indifferent. And when you can let go of that anger and that stuff that you just need to let go, you know what? You get a sense of peace.
That's
Uh,
amazing.
yeah, it's a sense of grace.
And I feel like once you did that, your life really started to move forward and the universe like conspired in this way to bring you to Hawaii and keep you there.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so that was yeah, so I dove right into hospice, and it really kind of had the values of how I was trying to lead my life, be more gentle, peaceful,
Right.
or caring, or loving.
Right.
You
As a
know,
way to
just
give back.
that's right. And so I can bring this to the people that I care for in a deeper, deeper way. So it's, I've been a hospice nurse now for 5 years, and life lessons that I've learned just about my own kind of fear about dying, kind of put that aside now. It's a part of life. We're all gonna have to go.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad the
So
people that are transitioning have you to be with them and care
yeah,
for them and look out for them during that time because, I mean, there's no book on how to do that, how to deal with hospice, how to be there for your loved one and all the things, people don't really know what to do and their brain is not working properly during that time.
hard. Hard, lots, mostly when I go in and I do hospice, the patients are just incredibly grateful that you're going to come in and finally take care of their pain, or show them how to take care of their loved ones who are dying. And I like to, and you have to meet these people how they are. Some people don't live in the best of conditions. Their family members are there and they're loving them, taking care of them.
Or yeah, they don't even trust doctors, some people.
Yes.
It's not really a judgment, a place to bring judgment, it's
Yeah.
just a place to provide support with love, I feel like.
Yeah. 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 So it's been good for me. It's been a good job. I don't know. I just feel like sense I'm getting.
I feel
Yeah.
like you are get to be more yourself than
Yeah. Yeah.
you ever have been, and live
Yeah.
that softer side of yourself.
Yeah. I
When
agree.
you work in the OR, you really have to have a tough shell, people are not nice.
No,
And their
they're not.
patients are sick and their family members are scared and you're dealing with life and death at all
Yeah.
times. So, I mean,
Yeah.
you definitely have to have a thick skin, and I understand exactly what you mean, and it's been such an absolute glorious pleasure to watch it unfold for you and to watch you get to live your best life.
So, it
Mhm.
was interesting. I remember it was like right after it was right during the pandemic. Now, right before the pandemic, California was like just 3 years of fires. Remember that? I mean, there were times when you go out and the sky was black.
Yeah. Burnt
It was that
orange.
much smoke. Yes. And then 3 years of that. And then finally we had the COVID 2020. And then 2021 was like, I can't, I got to go live this life,
In a
And
different way, in a better way.
yeah, yeah. So I just kind of followed my heart. And it's weird because everything flowed. I applied for a position here in Hilo. Everything flowed, came over here. I was able to find a house that's pretty close to the ocean. But anyways, yeah, it's just everything just kind of
But
flowed. I came over to Hawaii with literally two bags, and and I kind of just I don't know. It's weird. It's like when you can leave another state and start over. It's almost like having a clean slate, new
yeah,
people.
you don't know anybody.
That's right. It's like there's no vibe to know about, or you know what I mean?
Right.
Everything's new, So it's been good, I've been here it's coming on 5 years. Next
Wow.
year. Next year will be 5 years. Can you believe that?
No, that is so
I
great.
know.
I feel
Five
like
years.
the 5 years from 2020 until now is all, like, mished together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So lots happened. But yeah, so now it's like the house I live at is, I don't know, it's beautiful. It has everything. I've been like doing a lot of gardening.
Yes, which is also, like, spending time outside, spending time in silence, spending time in nature, and, like, being one with the universe
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just being one with nature, you are consuming the food that you're growing and caring for the earth at the same time. It's so wonderful. So
That's
wonderful.
right. That you're absolutely right. It's there are times when and you know where I live, Jen, but it's
Yeah.
like you can go in my backyard and if it isn't cloudy, you can see the Milky Way.
Yeah. You can see like 280 degrees
Yeah,
over by where he lives, and it is
right.
stunning, and it's profound, honestly. It's just like
Yeah.
we're on a dot in the middle of the ocean.
But you know what? What you realize as you get older is like do the things that you love, right?
The
The
point.
things, yeah, do the things that you love to do, right?
Yeah,
I love to be near the outdoors. That's how I that's how I refill the well. Sophie's,
beautiful, beautiful fiance.
but she always refilled the well. That's how I do it right here is
Exactly.
being outdoors, you know?
And that's how you can be your best self and you bring to your care for your patients and helping them and the family with the transition to back to the universe.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
That's
Yep.
amazing. I remember working in labor and delivery and kind of feeling the same way. Like I really enjoyed the aspect of helping life come into and on planet and really trying to minimize the trauma of that for the mom and the baby. And
Yeah.
so I feel like it is a special, it's kind of an honor. It's kind of an honor to be able to serve in that role, that you serve helping people transition back over. So I really
Yeah.
wanna shout out that because I can't imagine being that I would just be a blubbering mess for everyone. So I feel like it takes a special person to do that and sit and hold space for people during that time.
It does, not and not everybody can do it. Not everybody uh I mean I have family members who just who are in the nursing field and they just can't handle death. So everybody has their own thing about death.
Yeah. And working at a trauma center, we've all experienced having to
Yes,
deal with the aspect of death in multitude of different ways, and
that's right. That's right.
sometimes it's extremely traumatic and sometimes it's just really peaceful and
Yeah.
hard to explain that.
Yeah, you know what? I like what I do because like I said, I can just be very gentle. It's funny how much I've been a nurse for over 30 years and have a lot of, kind of knowledge
Yeah,
that I
absolutely.
share with these patients who are dying and don't understand kind of like what's happening to them. And I have a way in which I can kind of just break it down so that they can understand.
In a gentle way, I'm sure.
And yes, absolutely. And it's funny too because I there's times when I'll like have a doctor or a nurse and they won't tell me, and I'm like talking to them almost like I don't know. It's just
Like their kid.
scary. Yes, you kind of break it down. When you break it, you have to break things down for
Yeah.
people to understand, right? But
Mhm.
it's if you're a doctor, why are you like making me talk to you like this? It's
It's their
like what's the
final get back.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So anyway,
I'm just teasing.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, so fun. But it really is a difficult place to be to honor. So, art, you spend time in your garden, you spend time at the ocean, you spend time,
yeah,
what else? What other events do you like to do to help decompress and really shed all that, energy that you're holding for other people?
yeah, yeah. You know what? I work a 10-hour shift, so I have Fridays off.
That's nice. Take that
Uh,
extra.
yes, you know what? Like every 2 weeks, I'll go to the beach. When you go to the beach, especially here, go over to Hapuna Beach. You could feel a happy vacation vibe
Yeah.
there. All you have to do is just hang out there for 2 hours and people are laughing.
Laughing. There's so much laughter.
Yeah, everybody's having a good time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like to go there, to just kind of get vacation energy.
Yes. That's awesome.
Uh, and then usually like just kind of there's just such beautiful places here, Right now, volcanoes going off like weekly.
Mm. Mm.
And right now it's weird. It's like it's been very smoky, like LA smoke.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like it's not erupting, but it's just spewing out smoke.
Hot
Yeah.
smoke.
Yeah. So it's like the whole island looks like LA right now.
Not like the valley,
There's there's no breeze, there's no wind right now.
just
The
hovering.
smoke is just all over the island. It's crazy, you know? I have all the windows shut. It's just too smoky.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. But usually I'm outside. I have about a third of an acre. I've been digging up some old tree trunks and planting bananas, and I've got a whole little pineapple patch, and yeah, I got all kinds of stuff growing now.
Found ways to fill your time with that third of an acre in the jungle.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? It's weird because it's like I here in Hawaii, you have to have all your windows open. I don't have air conditioning, right? So things get dusty. So I'm like, you have to dust, you know? I have allergies, so I'm like constantly dusting and cleaning, you know? I
Hashtag Hawaii life.
Yeah, that's right. It's like I'm the cook, I'm the maid, I'm the gardener. So, you know what? When I do get to go to the beach and just hang out and like I cherish that. I really do, you know. And it doesn't take much, a
To
day at the beach.
recharge. Definitely. I totally
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
I totally
Doesn't take much, you know.
I feel like going to the ocean, going to the beach in Hawaii, on whatever island you go to, is much more, I mean, just so much more healing to me. Like, don't get me wrong, the Pacific coast is my home and my heart, and I am fully recharged. I don't even have to get out of my car. I can just sit in front of the ocean and look at it. But I just feel like profoundly more healed when I spend time on the islands.
Yeah. I think it's partly because of the volcano, you know.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
get
that
that.
vortex of energy.
Yeah, and especially as active as it has been over this last year and a half. It's
That's
been
amazing.
crazy. Yeah.
Last
So
time
it's
we were
been
there, it was erupting mildly, not quite
Yeah,
like
yeah. So it's interesting to live on an island that's still like growing, you know? It's
it's
alive, like
alive.
literally living, It's
Yes.
bubbling, creating more of it. It's like it's in 2018 the whole Kilauea caldera, I guess, collapsed, but now it's all essentially almost all filled in again.
Wow. Remember one time we came to visit the volcano and we hiked up and we were looking over into the caldera and it was not erupting and it had a crust over the top of it and people walking on it, and I was like, "What
Yeah,
are you doing? What are you doing?
yeah, yeah.
Don't do that. Come
That's
on
right.
back." And now it's a soup of lava.
It's it's so essentially been erupting weekly, you
Wow.
know. Yeah. So yeah, it's I don't know, I feel like I've lived here before. Sure people would say that all the time, but I really feel like
Feels like home.
it does
That's amazing.
really, yeah. But you know what? I'm not necessarily attached to it. I I'll go wherever I need to.
Right, where your heart calls
Want
you
to.
to.
That's right. Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's what's up. That's what life
Yeah.
is all about, is
Yeah.
learning to shed the old era and move on to the next era and
Yeah.
celebrate.
Yeah, you know what? It's weird. It's like I'm 60 years old. It's like, you know what? I feel
What?
like I know, I feel like I'm got another maybe 25 years, you know?
Right.
So I want to make sure that I spend them doing the things that I love.
Joyfully.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, I agree. I think about that all the time. I'm like, "Damn, I've lived more than half my life, and I really just wanna spend the rest of the time in the softer side and doing the things that I love and helping other people," and that is what this podcast is about.
Yeah, yes, yes.
The new road, the new era, so,
Yeah.
man, it's so great to I mean, what's next for art?
Well, you know what? I don't know the answer to that yet.
Still unfolding.
Yeah, it still is. I feel like I enjoy what I'm doing. However, it's I there's parts of it that I want to explore that I could do.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're nice and settled in and
Yeah.
you're making your reality the way that you want it. You're setting yourself up, you're adding on, you're improving to make sure that you're getting the most out of your experience while you're on island. And then
Okay.
the best part about you that I love so much is that not only are you doing that for yourself, you're doing that for others to come and enjoy the space with you, and you're doing it for the next people that come and enjoy this space that you
Yes.
have created. You're leaving that positive energy and, like, the joy that you experience in the
Yes.
space, and that's
Yeah.
special.
Wow, Jen, you're spot on, man. You're absolutely right. That's exactly how I feel. It's like, you know what? This would be my contribution,
Yeah,
to
definitely.
make it look, you know,
Feel.
yeah, like the next person would be like, hell yeah, I want to live.
Yeah, yeah, and hell yeah, I wanna live there too. I definitely want to buy a piece of land on, the Big Island so bad. The energy there
Yeah,
is so wonderful. It's such a
yeah,
special place, and, hopefully, what would be really great is when we get together next, we can come on and do another episode and do
yeah,
it from the island together.
yes, hell yeah.
Yeah, and
You
we
know
can
what?
then share some of the island joys with the folks.
You know what? We can do it like from Waipio Valley.
Oh my gosh, I would love that. Ooh, while we're
Wouldn't that
doing
be cool?
wild horses and things.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, I would love that.
yeah. That would be cool.
So special, and I
Yeah,
just wanna give you so much gratitude for always hosting us and having us over. We appreciate it so much.
yeah,
So
yeah.
special,
Absolutely.
and
No, you guys, you're always
I know we
absolutely.
appreciate it so
Yeah.
much. It's been a huge blessing to me on my healing journey to be able to come and reconnect with you in such a harmonious way and in the spirit of healing and growth. And I really appreciate that you provide that space for me to come behind you. Like, I feel like a little duckling. Like, I've always kind of been like, look what art is doing. Oh, let me get just a little piece of that. And
Yeah.
that's kind of what the spirit of the podcast is like sharing people's journeys and bringing other people awareness to the little component of this that you can experience for yourself and maybe add to your toolbox for healing your own self. And I feel like you and I both went down that same road where, therapy's great and I love therapy and I go to therapy and I get tools from therapy, but I feel
Yeah.
like we've found a lot of ways to heal ourselves and that, without really a large community of support, if you will.
No,
And
you're
so
right.
we turned to ourselves to heal. And these are some excellent modalities that have really transformed your life. So thank you so much for sharing them.
You're so
Yeah, so
welcome. You
next
know
time.
what? I feel like part of it is, as we get older, we aren't so filled with like young people rage, testosterone and just, as we get older, we just kind of mellow out. And it's a little more softer and a little more quieter. I think that's how it's supposed to be.
I feel like you're 100% spot on, but I feel like it's like once I realized how much rage there was, like, I'm living in this state of rage all the time, fight or flight, and
Mm.
that is not sustainable. It's just not sustainable for any joyful quality of life. And that
Yeah.
is the turning point where you realize, like, I can do something different.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and I've seen you do the same thing, put in the work too,
Yeah,
and
it's
I don't know, I feel like there's
very
a part of you kinda I don't know, I feel like everybody has to get to that point where you have to start letting go of things that don't matter.
I heard this somebody say one time, when you get sick of your own shit is when you start making the changes.
Yes. Yes. Yes, you're absolutely right, Instead of, like, doing what done in the past that doesn't work, like, take the bold step to try something different.
And figure out who you are. Figure out who
Yeah,
you are, what you want to get out of this life, and how you can live your life in happiness. What are the things
yeah,
that make you tick, that make you happy? And I feel like I didn't know what that was forever. I didn't know what made me happy. I knew what pissed me off because I was always pissed off.
Yeah.
No, I thought that
You know
was
what?
just what you're supposed to be, is pissed off.
Yeah, that's right. I was just so full of rage and feelings, feelings and rage and don't look at me this way and, don't disrespect me. But, it's
Yeah.
like, how can I'm just uh, tired of being that person, you know?
Totally. I've
Yeah.
definitely know. And
Yeah.
I literally I feel like you gave me permission to walk down the road. And that is so special to me. And I so cherish that this relationship and our friendship. And I'm so excited to see what's to come and how
Yeah.
the path is going to unfold. And hopefully next time we come together, we can definitely share a little piece of the island with our
Yeah.
view.
Yes.
That'll
Let's
be
do that.
wonderful.
Man, that's
Okay.
a great idea.
Well, everybody, thank you, Art, so much.
Yeah.
Everybody say thank you to Art. Let's let him get back to enjoying the island. And we will see him again another time.
All right, everybody. Aloha.
Thank you, Art.